My name is Callie Rinkelberg. I'm the marketing manager here at Haivision for all things operation and command centers, and I'll be your host and moderator for the webinar today. Today, we're going to be debunking some video wall myths. We're going to talk about a few challenges that people encounter in their operation and command centers, and we're all together going to decide if these are true or false statements that you hear around operation and command centers. So we will be taking questions today. You can submit your question at any point during with the little Q&A button at the bottom. We have John Curtis that's going to be available answering all the technical questions that you have throughout the webinar, so please use it and you'll get your answers as instant as possible. Keep an eye out for the chat link icon. On certain slides, you'll be receiving further information that sort of follow up, whether it's a blog or some data sheets. And then we'll also have live polling for attendees during the event, so you can participate with us in a few questions and a few fun things. Okay, so here's my team. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't get the Mythbusters. I did get us a lot better, though. So I want to welcome Leiker, Vice President of Operation Centers, and Kumar Sreekanth, Director of Solutions Engineering International, and they're going to be joining me today while we debunk some of these myths. So just a little bit of housekeeping before we... So in today's agenda, I'm going to do a quick intro to Haivision and why we're all here to learn a bit more about Command 360. We're going to be debunking about 5 video wall myths. There's going to be a gold medal challenge at the end, and of course the Q&A that's happening throughout, and we'll answer a few more questions at the end. So today, in inspiration of the Olympics that starts tomorrow, we've decided that we are going to give a winner at the end. We're going to have a quick quiz question to see how much you've been paying attention. And we're going to give you, I actually have it here with me, a gold, not real gold, but it is very heavy and very nice, a gold medal at the end. So stick around to play. If you get the right answer, you'll be chosen at random, and we'll send you this in the mail. So make sure you're not anonymous when you submit your answer. So just a brief intro into Haivision. For most of you are probably familiar with us, but for those who aren't, the company is well known for providing live video contribution solutions to broadcasters, but we also work closely with defense, enterprise, and public safety. So whether you're trying to produce a live broadcast or if you're monitoring mission or business critical operations, Haivision is a really good partner to have for this. One of the main reasons is our robust portfolio. So we can cater to several markets with this portfolio. You're probably most familiar with our Makito, the video encoders, or maybe our SRT video streaming protocol. But the real reason that we're here today is for our Command 360, our video wall solution for operation and command centers. Now, enough from me. I'm just going to ask Aaron, can you please introduce us a little bit to Command 360? Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Callie. So Command 360 is essentially a management platform at the center of any sort of operations center or command center audio video system. Its main purpose is to go get any content wherever it may be, and provide that to the user on their video walls, screens or auxiliary screens in any size or scale. It allows the system to scale to the operations center needs, and also allows them to control this content. In addition, centralized management of the audio video system through Command 360 is an important tenet of the platform as well. And it's all served up to the user through a very intuitive browser-based interface. And with that, they don't have to sacrifice any of the security measures that they might practice throughout their organization. It blends directly into any security envelope that the organization may practice. We can do that because we have such a depth and breadth of knowledge. We've done thousands. Our product is in thousands of operation centers around the world, and through discussing and interviewing users from all sorts of command center disciplines, We've gone through and taken, what the best ideas, the ones that matter the most, and really put them directly in the user interface. And I hope everybody sees that here today. Um, I'll now pass this over to my colleague Kumar, who's going to kind of take you through some of these typical operations center customers.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. So those 1,000+ control rooms that we worked with primarily come from 4 different market segments. So you're looking at defense organizations that they're primarily dealing with intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions. Intelligence agencies that want to look at cyber security monitoring. Um, Different space research organizations use us for telemetry, clocks, camera feeds, different sources that need to be on the wall at the same time. We even have like mobile video wall solutions for tactical operations or special operations in the field. We work with a lot of enterprises, primarily large Fortune 500 organizations who are pretty much doing a couple of different things. So either it's security operations, global security operations. They have something called as fusion centers where multiple groups could be working in the same control room. And many of these organizations have what is called as the follow the sun model. So you have the US, who could be the headquarters, working during business hours, and then the primary location moves to Asia or Europe, depending on what the time zone is. A lot of the public safety customers we work with, they have what is called as real-time crime centers, emergency operations centers, 911 response centers. What's interesting about this space or these spaces is that the operator needs to interact a lot with the video wall. So you need a lot of dynamic content. It needs to show up in real time. It is a life and death situation that they're pretty much dealing with on a day-to-day basis. With utilities and process control, we work a lot with mining, oil and gas customers, a lot of energy organizations. They typically look at what is called as a SCADA, which is a representation of the control system that's monitoring all the elements in the plant. So based on the data that they see on the wall, they can make informed decisions.
Thank you, Aaron and Kumar. And so we're going to test out our polling tool a little bit and have a little bit of a fun game. So we're going to also test your skills in what you think is true or false. So whether it should have popped up on your screen. So whether you believe in maybe Bigfoot, maybe Loch Ness. I think my money is on the UFOs. Aaron, Kumar, any thoughts? What do you think? Are they true or false?
I have to pick UFOs, if anything.
Oh yeah?
Well,
Just
I debunked
alien.
the Loch Ness Monster a long time ago. I'm fairly certain that it's just an orca fin. Someone took a picture of. So
orca fin in the lake.
And I was gonna say, my 7-year-old still believes in ghosts, so I'm going for ghosts.
You're going for ghosts?
Yeah, there.
Okay. So this will be fun debunking some myths if we all believe in different things. Okay, giving a few more minutes. Wow. So I had my guess. I knew it. UFOs, unidentified flying objects are real, I think, from my perspective. So some people said all are false. We got some good mix here. So I think we're going to have some fun debunking myths. There's a few skeptics amongst us. Okay. So now that we know how the tool works, now that we've been practicing a little bit, let's move on to our first statement. This one is quite interesting to me because I look at images of different operation centers all the time. So I think I've even thought this myself. The video wall display is the most important part of your operation center. Aaron, do you wonder why maybe people are thinking this?
Yeah, I mean, it is an important part. It's definitely the most conspicuous part. It may, and oftentimes isn't necessarily the most important part. It's just one component of often a very large system. So, a lot of operations center customers, they do start their journey looking for the video wall itself, the technology, and are often met with the choice between LCD and LED. There's definitely some recommended paths on evaluating those technologies. Definitely, if you're working with an integrator, definitely get their opinion. Their experience with that technology is and inside your operation center is going to be a valuable asset. But it is just one component. It works seamlessly, with the right processing ecosystem with others. So I think we've got an example here we can show you, where this video wall system is just part of a much larger system. So an operations center often consists of multiple rooms. Each may have different displays. Some may be video walls, some may not be. There's obviously displays at the local desk of the operations staff. But you can see just in this diagram how the content is likely one of the most important parts of any operations center. You have to have the situational awareness tools, and you have to be able to get to them. And this drawing here kind of articulates the Command 360 solution to that problem. So whether you have content that doesn't have a video connector like a website or a virtual machine, we have a device that allows that to get into your operations center. Of course, media players, set-top boxes. Also, if you have computers you just want to see within the facility, and then also we have our KVM line, our Cinelink KVM line that takes that a bit further and actually allows you keyboard mouse access to either local or remote machines, and brings them in and runs them through the video processor, but also the operator desk. That video processor there in the middle is definitely one of the most important parts. It's going to directly move that content from its wherever it is to the video wall surface or war room surface or display, any display you have within the operations center. And of course, the management platform, in this case, Command 360, really is what orchestrates all of this. So in many cases, this is the most important part of what allows an operations center or command center workflow to take shape, and kind of use that video wall as the ultimate source of truth, and correlate all that data, and ultimately make quicker, better decisions.
Great. Okay. So with that information now, a poll will be popping up again. So let us know what you think. Do we think it's true? Do we think it's false? Are we convinced one way or another? I'll give you a few seconds. I'm hoping that this was a really easy one, but maybe not. Let's see. Okay. Well, I can tell you the answer to this one. So a lot of people thought it was false, and you'd be right. So based on Aaron's conversation and a lot of what we've seen, the video wall display is probably what you look at the most, of course, in a room, but there are a lot of key things to think about before you go into the decision about the video wall display. So the processing power is probably one of the biggest things to look at, the technology behind it. So have these conversations as early as possible with your partners, and then we'll move on to the display once you're ready. Now, moving on to the next one, as you've sort of gotten the groove of it, we're not going to do any more polls, so you can say it out loud, you can join us with it, but hopefully we'll convince you one way or another. So the next one that we hear a lot is that video walls display only pre-configured screen templates. Kumar, can you help me out with that one? Why do you think people think that still?
Yeah, I think I hear this a lot. So it comes from a lot of systems integrators and customers who have only been exposed to video wall processing systems that need some sort of a middleware. You need a programmer to come in, create those templates and layouts. What we have done with Command 360 is we've made this super simple and intuitive for an operator or a systems integrator to be able to configure it, right? So what I have in my little demo here is that I have a camera feed on the right, pointing at my 3x2 video wall. On the left is the operator experience. So the operator is going to the Chrome browser, to the processor's hostname. You can see the entire video wall on the browser, right? So they can click on a source, expand it. That expands in real time on the video wall. You can click on it, bring that back. That happens in real time. You can go in and subdivide each display into multiple grids. So in this case, I'm taking that one display, dividing it into 4 parts. And in each grid, I can add different sources. So clocks, cameras, any source that I want. Here I'm going to add the New York clock, and then I can add my cybersecurity dashboard. And then as an operator, I can go in, hit the save layout button, and I just created that layout with that set of sources that I'm interested in. So say Cali is on the SCADA layout, and then operator 1 logs in to his or her shift. They can go in, click on that button, and that brings up that layout we just created in the last 30 seconds. So the beauty of this is we give operators the ability to have an intuitive system to create their own layouts, use their own sources, and they need little or no technical expertise to do it.
Great. So after that demo, I'm going to assume that maybe we debunked it a little bit, but let's go and see the answer. Yes, it is, of course, entirely false, as Kumar demonstrated to us. We are very flexible. You can modify them on the fly. You can use pre-programmed layouts as well, not necessarily pre-configured, but you can adapt for emerging situations, or maybe you have something that happens at the same time every day and you can adjust to that. So let's move on to the next. Video walls only display computer screens and media players. And so this one we've heard in regards to things being plugged in. So that's the source of where it comes from. Kumar, again, do you have maybe one of those demos to walk us through as well?
Sure, yeah. So what I've seen this in a lot of customers and again systems integrators that have used video wall processing systems that needed or that still need physical cables to be plugged in. So you want to plug in your PCs, your setup boxes, any sources into this sort of a switcher, which puts sources on the video wall. With newer technology, like some of what we are using, everything can be streamed over IP. It makes it very, very flexible. You can have all kinds of sources. So it could be IP cameras, setup boxes, and then in the demo, you'll see like a lot of our customers actually use dashboards on the video wall. So for example, in this case, I could have my setup box. I could have, say, 5 dashboards running. We came up with this appliance called Cine Agent, which can run 4 browsers or 16 browsers and then stream that to the processor and to the wall. The beauty of that is that, say, as an operator, I'm looking at this content on my video wall, and I want to change BBC. I see something interesting. Typically, I'll have to remote desktop to a PC or KVM to a PC to change it. Here, I can do it directly from this UI. So I can click on that button, hit KVM to the browser, and then that goes into that BBC browser, you can click and navigate through that browser, change things, and everything happens in real time and it's interactive, right? In mission critical situations, you typically want a set of bookmarks so that you can click on a link, change that browser to a specific URL you want to go to, especially if this is a mission critical life or death situation, you want to get that information right away. A lot of customers deal with business metrics. So you're looking at dashboards, graphs, pie charts. You want to monitor that, change things. This one's really interesting. So a lot of customers have a virtual farm. So you can have like a lot of virtual machines running Windows. And then you can use Cine Agent to remote desktop to it and put that on the wall. So as a user, I can actually access my PC or virtual machine directly from this web UI. So the beauty of this system is that you can have set-top boxes, IP cameras, dashboards, PCs, virtual machines, anything on the wall, use the same web UI to manage all of those sources. And it's just a beautiful experience.
Great. So I think we can maybe hazard a guess which way we're going with that one. As you demonstrated, we have tons of sources available. So let's see, video walls only display computer screens? Not likely, right? So more advanced video wall systems 100% show several different sources. And of course, you can interact with them, which was mentioned before. I am just going to answer a quick question on live, which is that if we have a copy of the slides or recording, yes, there will be a recording in the next day or two that will be sent out after this. So Thank you for asking that question. Moving on to our next. You need technical expertise to operate the video wall. I'm going to guess this is probably the one asked the most. Aaron, do you want to take us through this one?
Sure. Yeah. So it's possible. It depends on what platform you're using. So a lot of video wall systems are designed as kind of single user systems where it's just a touchscreen that's been programmed, um, kind of individually for that site. It's not aware of its users at all. It may have some basic adjustability, but generally speaking, it's kind of a one size fits all user experience. We believe really, firmly with Command 360 in the UI or user experience should understand who the person is that's using it and give them really just what they need. So through our platform, there's a very robust role-based access system where the user, it can be really quickly set up. It can be done without programming, and it just gives them exactly the functions that they need, and it essentially hides everything else. So depending on the type of user, whether they have very limited understanding of the system and maybe even have a limited role in using it, that's what they're going to see when they log into the system. So you can configure these roles really easily, and it really kind of neutralizes the learning curve down to there are user roles and permissions that could be really no training, just as long as it's the system's already logged in, they don't have to worry about logging in, and they have really basic functions all the way up through an advanced user who is familiar with and will use all of the functions. And then I think the other thing that makes it just easy, and Kumar demonstrated it recently, is just we put a lot of attention on just making various features very, very accessible. So drag and drop really easy, creating layouts very easy, clearing all the stuff you would do on really a day-to-day basis. We've made it as really as simple as possible. And that's just thanks to having done this for quite some time and really learned from a lot of the best practices from within the industry. But you definitely with the right platform in Command 360, you do not need extensive training to either to use this platform at all.
Great. So, and as Kumar pointed out, I can even run my SCADA, I guess, on it as well. So here's a question again, true or false? Do you need technical expertise to operate the wall? That's a very easy false. And the reason is because an advanced video wall solution like ours is designed to be intuitive and easy to use for any different types of users and for any level of expertise, from advanced to simple to complex operations that you have in your day-to-day.
And Callie, I think we can encourage our user, or anybody out there who wants to see this demonstration, contact our sales team, and they can show you a live demonstration of any one of those user profiles. So,
and it is kind of fun to play with.
Yeah.
So here's our final myth, and this is one of my favorites. When it comes to a video wall, is it really one size fits all? And I think a lot of you that are giving tours or have seen other people's systems might actually believe, that is what you want. You point at it and you say, let's build that one. Let's do this one. So Aaron, do you think people still believe this?
Yes, I think, there's obviously lots of layers to this particular question, from the physical size of the operation center, the volume. Obviously, this varies greatly. We've seen, operation centers as small as someone's bedroom to as big as a sporting arena, right? So they're vastly different, and the technology choices you might make could change. But also the types of roles and the types of people who are responding, who are in those spaces are quite different. And I think it's really important to select a platform that adjusts to those, not only the scale in terms of content and video display, but can respond to the different types of operations center needs. So, we've got customers who might have, 6, 7, or 8 different types of operation center or command center disciplines just within one organization. And we've made sure that, Command 360 can be, essentially configured into those workflows. We have a really interesting concept called behaviors that actually makes things very flexible, and it can be done without programming as well, to essentially automate those workflows. But no, every operation center, every control room is a little custom. Different content sources, different user roles, different audio video systems throughout. So no, this one couldn't be more false. There's a lot of components involved. You're seeing some on the screen here, from our video processors to the content acquisition devices like the audio video encoders, virtual content servers, the Sen agent, and the Cinelink KVM. But also an important part of this is we also make portable solutions as well. So any of the technologies you've seen through this demonstration or anything you see in the future can be also made in a tactical format, whether that's from a large format screen to a pre-configured 2x2, 4x2, 6x2 video wall system that can all be set up without any sort of tooling, just unpacks and goes. So we've tried to make sure any site type of operation center, whether it's a fixed location or even a forward operating type location, we have a solution there.
Great. And I know, Kumar, that's one of your favorites too. So let's see. I think Aaron said it right here. It is not true. It is very false that one size does fit all. The great thing about something like Command 360 is it's fully customizable. It's based on your needs, on your processes, on your workflows, whether you need different screen sizes, content types, or even remote locations. So it is entirely not one size fits all. Okay. So we're at the end and we have no more myths to debunk. I guess we've managed to get through the conversations is your video wall display the most important? What else should you be looking at? So do you have to have pre-configured screen templates, or do you need to have everything plugged in? Do you need to have a full IT team available at your disposal at every point, and will the burden fall on them to operate the video wall? And ultimately, does that mean that it's one size fits all? It does not. So all of those were false, and hopefully you're now more prepared to set people up for success when even you have those conversations, whether it's in a tour or if someone's commenting on how great your operation and command center is and they want the same. So here we are. As I mentioned, get ready. One lucky person to win this gold medal sitting beside me. So Aaron's going to introduce you to a little fun game we play when we're getting used to the control rooms. And it's all about, at the end, guessing the secret phrase that's on the screen. So Aaron, please run us through it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had the opportunity to train a lot of folks on what does a video wall system do in an operations center, and this is kind of one of my favorite graphics to do that with. So obviously, what a video wall system does is it takes disparate information from different people in different locations and creates a common operating dashboard. What we're asking you to do is guess what's going to ultimately show up on this video wall. It really illustrates this point well, where you have a lot of disparate sources that may not mean as much independently, but may mean something when put together. So please type in your answer below. If you are anonymous, it does not count. We have no way to know who to send this medal to. This awesome, very heavy gold medal. So please type below, and I think the first person to get it right will be sent the medal.
So I actually did not get this right the first time I looked at it. I needed a few more seconds. So I'm going to give other people a few more seconds. It looks like a few people got it pretty quickly. And Maybe it's more obvious. It was not very obvious to me. I was sort of seeing things shaking my head a lot. So I hope that's what everyone's doing at home right now, sort of skewing their head. The great thing is when you're in an actual operation center, you do not need to do that. So I think we've given enough time. Can we reveal what the secret phrase is? See the big picture. So that's what we're here. That's what we're allowing. That's what we're hoping that you can take away from this. And I see this sentence, this phrase a lot. So now I'm very familiar with it. So we will be sending out a medal. So keep your eye out. And today, as a recap, so there were several things that we went over. So how to avoid these common misconceptions that people have. Right now, you would have seen a poll that popped up, and it will stay there for a while. So if you still have questions, if you want to follow up with the team, please answer yes or not at this time. And someone from our team will get in touch with you, or feel free to also email sales@haivision.com. You can discuss your projects. We've talked about the power and flexibility behind Command 360, how it is important to start your conversation as early as possible with your partners, just to figure out what is the best build for you. Command 360 is ideal for all operation in command centers. So it is a good place to start, that technology, that power behind it. And then, we'll get to some of the things like the displays as well. We can help you with that. Please feel free to reach out to us again at sales@haivision.com, or through our portal or through our website. And thank you again for being here. There will be an opportunity to see this again at a later point once we send out the video on demand. So thank you and have a great day.